Bienvenidos a Deuces Wild, bitches!
I am thinking that you're going to want to talk about the Red Sox-Yankees game, which is in the bottom of the ninth in a little drama.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. Aroldis Chapman against Trent Grisham. 100-mile-per-hour fastball. I ran up here, Thrill, with a bottle of Casamigos tequila and a soda water, a cup full of ice, no filter network, Deuces Wild mug for this moment so we can share this together with our audience. The pitch, 101 miles per hour, up and in. Thrill, if you're ahead of me, don't tell me what happens, please.
I'm not ahead of you. I'm just looking on game day. I'm getting on game day. It was bases loaded, nobody outs, and now there's 2 outs. So he struck out Story, or no, take that back. He didn't strike out Story. Hang on 1 second. Let me get that.
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton, there was a strikeout and then a fly ball.
Yeah, they got Goldschmidt, Judge, and Bellinger all got a base hit. Stanton struck out, and then Chisholm hit a ground ball. Yeah, or a fly ball, rather.
All right, here we go. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 3-1 Boston. Deuces are wild here.
This is going to be a heater.
Fastball by him. See ya. 101.
Told you it's going to be a heater. He's not going to think about throwing that slider, his second best pitch, and he's not going to bounce it. He's coming at you with the big dog.
Fucking brilliant, Thrill. You knew it was coming.
Ooh, there you go, right there, brother. Just got to know and believe.
And look at Chapman. This guy don't give a fuck. You think he's seen a stressful situation a time or two in his day. A huge win for Boston, man.
I can tell you one thing. Garrett Crochet threw a hell of a ball game, man. He had a bunch of punch-outs tonight.
Well, there's Alex Bregman right there. A good look at Chapman, who fires that thing. That was a breaking ball to Giancarlo Stanton. That is Jazz Chisholm, who flew out to right field. And then Trent Grisham. No fucking chance on that 101 heater.
Heater up and in to a lefty, which is the old box that you want to go into if you're a pitcher. You want to go up and into a lefty, and Chapman got it there with 101 and blew the doors off.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm just going to pour a little bit out right here.
We got a little brown since the sun went down, baby.
Well, Thrill, I think it's only appropriate that we pour a little out tonight for a great friend of the program, my former manager, your former teammate, dismissed by the San Francisco Giants as the manager. Bob Melvin will not be back next year. So on that note, I want to get your thoughts, but like I said, I just think it's appropriate we raise one up and pour a little out for him tonight.
Here's one up for Bob Melvin. Hell of a guy. Stand up all the way through the whole deal. And, friggin' baseball got him. So, but Bob, you did a hell of a job. You're an awesome dude. So here you go.
Can't help it that your players sucked ass, Bob. We apologize.
Yep. We talked about it. We talked about it in the coach's room because I was there this weekend. I saw Linda and Nora. But, hey, look, he can't hit and he can't pitch. He has to just sit back and watch like the rest of us. He puts people out there, hopefully in the right positions. And, I told everybody, this is one of those teams where I can't put a finger on exactly kind of what went wrong. One day it was pitching, one day it was hitting, one day it was defense, one day it was relief pitching. It was like, Jesus, I couldn't figure it out. And, to be so streaky, like whoop way up and whoop way down. Like look at the end of the year. They get to September 13th. and they were 14-4 at the beginning of September, and then they turn around and they lose 9 of 11. It's like, who are you? Are you the team that played at the first part of September, or are you the team that played at the last part of September? I don't know.
I know who Shohei Ohtani is, Thrill. I usually don't look away from the camera at all when you're speaking. This, of course, is a must-watch at bat, and he goes ding, dong, donkey, fucking Kong to lead off the game for the Dodgers. Dodgers up 1-0 over Cincinnati. Back to Bob for a second. What was the sentiment inside that clubhouse when you were there this past week?
Well, I mean, there was a lot of I guess you want to say trepidation as far as the coaches go. They didn't know what was going to happen after the season was over. They didn't know if they were going to come back, Melvin was going to come back, whatever. So there was a lot of question marks in there. And matter of fact, Matt Williams and Ryan Christensen got let go today too. So there's 3 casualties right there on the coaching staff. And yeah, I mean, Buster is making some changes. I mean, he stepped in. He made some moves his first year. He got Adamas during the offseason, got Devers during the season, and now he's going to have to replace a manager and get a direction. And so we'll see what happens.
Mookie Betts right here, a base hit. This is a hot start for the Dodgers going up against, I believe, Hunter Green tonight for the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds can pitch, man. That is what they can do, the thing they've done really well all season. And you have a Green who actually was drafted. I think I was there at MLB Network when he got drafted. He went 1-1, or maybe he went first round, second pick, same as you, Thrill. But there was a lot of talk about him potentially being a two-way player. So, this is right about the time Ohtani came onto the scene. But this guy was a shortstop from Southern California, and he's really kind of come into his own right now as a pitcher. Okay, enough with that. We can talk about that later. Back to the Giants. Ryan Christensen let go. Matt Williams let go. I know they were Bob Melvin's guys. It doesn't sit well with me. I maybe because I'm obviously biased. I played with Ryan Christensen, a former teammate, a brilliant baseball mind. I had the opportunity to be around Matt Williams a ton throughout the course of my career. One of the most highly respected guys in the game of baseball. Bummed to see them go as well, man.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, Ryan Christensen was, bench coach in charge of, taking all the lineups and putting everything together and getting all the videos together and all that sort of stuff. Really good dude. And Matt Williams, another one of my former teammates. There's absolutely nothing I can say about him other than good things. I mean, I've been around him the whole year as he's been instructing, and he does a great job. He gets a great message across. And, like I said, it's just the game of baseball. I mean, I hate to say it. I went through it. You went through it. It's like, the game marches on. And Buster's wanting to go in a different direction. And guess what? His pay grade is way above mine. So, I follow the lead of Mr. Posey, and we will see what happens during this offseason.
Well, so then the question becomes, who would be the right fit to manage this team going forward? I heard Buster Posey. He was asked that question earlier today on KNBR, and his response was that he was going to keep his options open. He did mention that he wanted somebody who is a motivator, somebody who is going to keep that clubhouse together, somebody who is obsessed with the details. I actually think he even used that word obsessed. Forgive me if he didn't, but as someone who obsesses over details myself, it actually warmed my heart a little bit. Thrill, there's like to get this out, in the open right here, right now. Yes, of course, I will accept the bench coach position you offer me once you become manager, and uh, we can work on the game plan. I'll drop the practice plans, and my right hand man up there in the freaking San Francisco dugout, dude. Let's
There
get this
you
shit.
go. There you go. Yeah, no, don't think that all my buddies haven't been hitting me up and texting me and all that sort of stuff. And hey, look, I'm a pretty happy man right now, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. So
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, it's funny because on a more serious note, my kid actually asked me today. He goes, if the Giants offered you the manager job, he goes, would you take it? And I go, dude, listen, bro. I said, would I take it? I said, of course I fucking would, just because it's this incredible opportunity, and then I would try to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can. But the reality of the situation is that I told him, I said, if I ever wanted to really manage in the big leagues, there's a process that typically goes with this. And that process is calling up, say, connections that I have within the game. I even mentioned a couple people and being like, yo, such and such. I want to get in. My goal would be to manage in the big leagues one day. But obviously, this isn't necessarily a starting point. Is there anything open potentially for next year where I can manage in the minor leagues or a coaching position? Coaches, if you want to be a coach, a baseball coach, you got to fucking coach. You want to be a manager, you got to fucking manage. So don't get me wrong. I literally do think that we could fucking ham and egg this thing and figure out how to do this shit. But that said, if you are really serious about something like that, no matter what line of work that you're in, you go out there and you got to do it. And so there's a lot of guys. I'm a big believer in hiring a guy. And so this, when it comes to the decision that Buster's going to have to make, I am a big believer in guys with experience, guys who've been there before, guys who have done it. And that was a question to Buster. And like he said, he's like, I'm keeping my mind open to everything. And I think that's the politically correct answer at this point. I don't know what the right answer is in today's game, dude. I really don't. Because I don't necessarily even know the total responsibilities that a manager has and the communication that manager has to have with the front office and the analytics team. There's a lot that goes into that. So I think going forward here, Thrill, it's going to be fun to hone in on some candidates as this process goes along.
I get it too, and then there's always going to be whispers. One of the things Bruce Bochy let go by the Rangers, and they offered him a front office job. Does Boch want to come back here, and be with San Francisco again? I don't know. And be reunited with Buster Posey. I don't know.
Look, I love Bruce Bochy. Thrill. I spent a lot of time with him at your retirement party, actually, over at Hotel Via across the street from the ballpark. Yeah. Really enjoyed talking to him there. I've enjoyed talking to him throughout the years. I'm not sure that would be the right answer at this point. And I say that just because you just had this connection to the past, right, with Bob Melvin and Matt Williams. And then you had the extreme opposite with Gabe Kapler before that, who was fucking no connection to the past and overly analytical and everything else. Bruce Bochy definitely would have fallen that old school manager role. I almost think that they might need a blend between the two at this point, if that makes sense, right? You want a little connection to the past. It's fine. It doesn't necessarily mean he had to be a giant or anything else. But you do want an analytically driven person who is going to communicate with the front office. What I love about Buster Posey is that he's not all numbers, right? This guy's got a ton of feel. He's got 3 fucking World Series rings, that says that. Yeah, it'll just be it'll be interesting, again going forward. I will say, and I will ask you though, because this is real. Your name is going to pop up in any sort of article here. I'm sure they're going to have a Giants odds of becoming the next manager. Your name always appears on that list. If Buster Posey ever did come to you and ask you about your interest in managing, what would you tell him at this point?
Oh my goodness. We'd have to have a conversation about it, but I'm pretty content doing what I'm doing now. The players of today uh, are completely different than your era, and they're completely different than my era, and that's kind of where the decision would be made. It wouldn't be made because I don't like the game, or I don't love the San Francisco Giants, or I wouldn't want to be out on the West Coast every day. Whatever. It would be because it's a different player playing by a lot different rules, and there's a lot of that I don't like. So there you go.
That makes sense, dude. And it brings up my next question. As Ellie De La Cruz, this is an epic battle against Snell right here. 96 mile per hour fastball painted on the inside black. It's 0 balls, 2 strikes. De La Cruz, one of the most talented players in the game of baseball. If there's one guard that any hitter should wear, Thrill, it's actually that hand guard. If I had that hand guard on when I got smoked with a 95 mile per hour Scott Feldman 2-seam fastball, I wouldn't have ever broke my hand.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
0-2, the pitch to De La Cruz that's down on the dirt. So when I think about this, and I think about, and I've heard this a lot recently, that players don't get out on the field much anymore. Why is that? Why don't
What?
players practice anymore?
You know what? I've had a lot. Oh my goodness! See you later.
Filthy.
Right there. I've had a lot of discussions about that. It's like, you and I had this discussion once or twice, but then I've had it with the players themselves. And I'm like, hey, look, you are going to be making your living at home plate 81 games a year at home. Then you're going to be 81 on the road. Why not, for those 81 games, go out there and take batting practice, take your ground balls, get used to, how the ball's carrying that day. Is the wind blowing? Is it not? Is the ball, when I go to field it? Is it scooting on me? Is it checking up? Whatever. There's so much that you can gain, mentally wise, from just being out on the field. And on top of that, you and I both know it. I mean, when you hit in a cage, it is a freaking tunnel, right? And you can do anything you want to do. You can whack attack, one of them numbers, and people will say, "Oh, that was a base hit." How do you know? How do you know? And then the one big thing that I tell everybody is you need to see the ball off the bat, because if you're doing something wonky and you're rolling, and all of a sudden you hit the crap out of it in the cage, and you're like, I got this. You go out on the field, you catch one, and it's a freaking duck hook and line drive to the left fielder. You go, oh, wait a second, I don't have this. I need to fix that. And you can't see that in a cage. So for me personally, I am a big proponent of being out on the field, doing my job on the field, not in the cage.
So what would happen if a manager like you came around and is like, all right, boys.
All right, so
we're taking infield. We're hitting batting practice.
You can stop right there. The last regime made batting practice optional. It would never be optional with me. It would never be optional. Everybody will be on the field. Just like everybody will be standing in front of the dugout for the national anthem. You will be out there. There's a reason that your freaking name's on the back of the jersey. People want to see you. They want to see how a pro works. They want to see what is Eric Byrnes working on that day. What is Shohei Ohtani doing on that day. They want to see that. They don't want to see somebody down in the batting cage and all of a sudden next time I see him is at game time.
Well, thrill, that's everything, dude. It's the interaction between the fans and the players. And I used to come out to the stick early on. And unfortunately, you guys, for the most part, were done with your batting practice by the time they opened the gates. But I went there, and I'll never forget watching Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla when they were at the Pirates, just fucking launching balls into the upper deck and right field. But you're right, man. Even my short time with the Savannah Bananas really opened my eyes to be more available, be there, be on the line for the national anthem. We actually took it so far as that we're doing the kick line, right? The Rockettes bullshit and whatever else. But it's important, man. And it's really not that fucking hard. So there are little things that establish a culture. Look, with Bob, he signed a contract. With Bob, he signed an extension in July for 2026. And then that obviously wasn't enough for them to keep him for next season. It surprised me a little bit, especially when you look around the league and you look at some of the managers that guys stuck with. Head scratching a little bit where you thought that maybe this guy would be gone or this guy would be gone or this guy would be gone.
Yeah.
And instead, well, it's Bob that gets the short end of the stick here. Is this Buster kind of implementing his will and finally saying, well, fuck, man, I'm going to be proactive. If I'm going to be doing this job, this is how I'm going to do it?
Well, I mean, Buster's the one that stepped up, so he is being proactive. And until I get a chance to talk to him or whatever, I mean, I don't know what the reasoning is behind it. And which direction does he want to go in as far as a manager goes? It'd be interesting. And so, I'm going to be just like everybody else, especially in the chat room right here. I'm going to be watching and seeing what goes on in the news with the Giants and, keep my fingers crossed. So that's what I got.
Here's Ohtani again, runner on second, 2 outs. He took Green deep in his first at bat. Betts is on deck. I would say just walk him. And I probably would in this scenario. He is one swing away from putting the Dodgers up 3-0. That's a big difference. I'd rather go after Betts with runners at first and second and 2 outs. It provides a force out too. But instead, I guess it's Green deciding to fuck around with Ohtani.
Well, I can tell you one thing. After Ohtani took him deep, Green turned up the volume a little bit. He threw 4 fastballs to Tommy Edman, punched him out, and they were all 100, 101.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, he's the real deal, man. Breaking ball down.
I tell you what, the Giants couldn't do anything against him early in the season because I was like, I watched that game. I wanted to see Hunter Green. He just blew it by us.
It's crazy the stuff that he has. I mean, all these guys. That's 101, man. Like 101's the norm. I mean, Turek Skubal earlier today, 101 from the left side with some funky ass movement too. 14 strikeouts against the Cleveland Indians.
Well, and then that right there was, 101, and that was a 2-1 count. It was like, I don't know what Ohtani was looking for. He must have thought he was going to trick you.
Yeah.
What was that, changeup right there?
Yeah, something off the plate. Look at the slugging percentages everywhere. So down and away is the one hole that he has. Obviously, that's a spot that you have to try to continue.
So 3.2's usually off speed, but I don't know.
What the
Oh
fuck is
God,
he looking at?
jeez, that was gas right down the middle.
What are you looking for?
See ya. I
I mean,
guess
if it wasn't Shohei Ohtani.
yeah, but there's some guys. There's some guys that are that way. They go deep. And they go, oh, I'm not going to see that pitch again. And then, the teams turn around and do that. Matter of fact, believe it or not, that was a big thing with Roger Clemens, and it was also a big thing with Mike Scioscia. Mike Scioscia with the Dodgers when he was catching, if you caught a pitch, whammo, you hit a homer. Your next time up, first pitch was always going to be what you caught. And so I actually saw that, on some of our videos, and I kind of started sitting on pitches like that. And Roger Clemens was the same way. I got him once in Texas, and the next time up, I was looking for that same pitch, and I flat out missed it. I had it, and I flat out missed it. He starts screaming at me, and I'm like, "You the one threw it, bastard! You lucky I didn't hit that one out too." So,
what was he screaming?
Oh, he was like, "Don't you take a swing like that off of me! Don't you be falling down in the batter's box!" I said, "I wasn't falling down. I just missed a fastball down the middle because I was fucking sitting on it, Roger."
That was so fucking stupid, man. Pitchers used to get pissed because hitters took big hacks. That's the one thing I can tell you, that of all the old school shit, where you and I are both pretty old school. You're really old school. I definitely have a little old school in me. But one of the stupidest things ever was that pitchers getting mad because a hitter would take a big swing. Just fucking dumb.
Hey, look, if you don't want me to take a big swing, make a good pitch. You leave one right there, I'm gonna get my A game hack off on you. Sorry.
Dude, we're trying to eat too, motherfucker.
Hey, while we got a downtime for a minute, how about a Mr. Willie Adames?
Breaking news.
Big Clapahoya, 30 homers. Wait to join the club. First since Barry Bonds. And on top of that, the way that I look at it is not only did he rally during the second half, but he became an RBI force. He also had 87 RBIs. If you throw away Willie Adames' first 2 months, oh my, he's going to put together a hell of a year. I'm talking about maybe if you throw those fucking 2 months out, he's probably got 40 and maybe 120, somewhere around there.
That was crazy because he got off to such a dog shit start.
Yeah.
And then he went on and had such a fantastic year. You could see it in his takes, man. He was just – and I remember there was one show that we were doing, and I was watching him take a couple of pitches, and they're wearing the psychedelic uniforms and everything. And I'm like, yo, bro, this is where Adames, like, needs to be. And I don't know if he took any of those psychedelics, but fuck, he looks dialed in. So if he did take any foreign substance to put him in that frame of mind and mindset to get him to take a pitch like that and to swing the bat like that, I fully endorse that here at Deuces Wild.
I'm enjoying it. Look at you. Hey, another thing too, while we're talking about it, and you can comment on Mr. Snell chunking that sucker in there. Hey, Rafael Devers, how about, or Devers, whichever one you want to call him. I'm a Devers fan, but if it's
you call him whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Yeah.
You want to call him Devers, you call him fucking Devers.
How about Devers playing in 163 games? Not 162. He played 163 because he had one extra game with the Red Sox when he got traded over and then wound up playing in the right amount with the Giants. So he had one more game played than a full season. And it's the first guy to do it since 2008. It was Justin Morneau.
Well, I'll tell you this, Real. I don't necessarily love everything about Rafael's game, but the fact that he posts up day in and day out and day in and day out is impressive. So if you're going to play in 160 fucking 3, that needs to be some sort of Iron Man award.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, they should, for anybody who plays in 162, obviously, and I don't think they do this, but they should give out an Iron Man award. Like, dude, if you were there, you played at all 162, you didn't have to start on 162. But if you played on 162, here's some kind of fucking statue or something, dude.
Yeah, no, I agree. And, I mean, he did it. And not only that, he did it. And when he got traded over, he started playing at first. And so, he, like you said, he posted up. He became a man. And, I mean, he hit 20 homers with the Giants, but I think he had 34 or something like that overall. He might, I don't know. Y'all know better than I do. But, he's another one. If you take his season, and look, he is going to strike out just the way he is. But he also drives in runs. He gets a lot of walks, all right, because he does get pitched tougher than everybody else. And then, he's going to go yard. So, I mean, for me personally, it's going to be interesting to see what he does coming out of spring training, because I've never seen him come out of spring training, and how hot he can become with the Giants once we start playing next year.
So this is my guy, Matt McClain, the UCLA Bruin, former first-round pick, back in Los Angeles in the playoffs with the black ice diamond chain around his neck. A double with 2 outs. Let's see if they can capitalize on that. Thrill, when you look at these playoffs, is there a team that stands out? Now, there's 12 teams in the playoffs. Back in your day, where there's fucking 4?
Yeah.
Incredible.
So here's the thing. So I told somebody, asked me that, when I was in San Francisco this last weekend, the feel-good story, and this is kind of where my heart goes. The feel-good story is the big dumper. 60 jacks as a switch hitting catcher, and then Seattle gets extremely hot at the end of the year and all that sort of stuff. They can kind of ride that wave, especially if the big dude stays hot all the way through the playoffs. So that's the feel-good story right there for me.
So I think we talked about this a little bit last week, but you have Aaron Judge, who once again had a phenomenal year. He was a batting champion. He hit over 50 home runs. He had ridiculous numbers in the sabermetrics departments, but he got hurt, and he was out for about 10 games, and then he comes back. He was playing a little bit of right field, but for the most part, there was a lot of DHing going on. And then you have Cal Raleigh. You have the guy that hit 60 home runs. He caught every single day, just about. He was a Platinum Gold Glove Award winner last year, and he led the Mariners to their first division title since 2001. Where are you on the American League MVP debate?
Without a shadow of a doubt, Cal Raleigh. You can talk about, Aaron Judge and all that sort of stuff, but the Seattle Mariners, period, would not be there without Cal Raleigh. And on top of that, I mean, kind of creating the buzz in Seattle that hasn't been there for a very long time. And, broke Mickey Mantle's, switch hitting record, and hit a homer from both sides of the plate when he did it. And then, hitting 60 as a catcher. It's like, oh my God. I mean, this is just, like I said, it's the feel-good story. And if I got to pull for somebody, that's who I'm pulling for.
I couldn't agree more, dude. I think we talked about it last time, but the dad and the brother at the All-Star game. Runners at first and second for Cincinnati. 2 outs, top of the third. There's a changeup down and away. Snell's shit looks as good as it ever has. This is a two-time former Cy Young Award winner. Obviously spent some time with the San Francisco Giants. There's Terry Francona. Old coach of mine, I had him in Oakland as our bench coach to Ken Mock. I think it was 2003, maybe 2. I don't know. 2003. Oh, a big swing and a miss there, and that's it.
That's the old when he's on, that freaking changeup like that is nasty.
And he's always gotten hot towards the end of the year.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has. Because if you remember when he was with the Padres, he had all kinds of problems like early in the season, and then after the All-Star break was. Remember, he always went 11-1 with a 1 ERA or something stupid like that, and he got hot with the Giants after the second half. I mean, at the second half. So yeah, he's been one of those guys who gets better as the season goes on and gets stronger as the season goes on.
Yeah. All right. So earlier today, Tigers rolled. Mentioned Tariq Skubal, 14 strikeouts. You then had the Cubs take down Tara's San Diego Padres. She was very upset about that. And then it was Boston winning game 1. Do you like the wild card format of 2 out of 3? And do you like the fact that they have all 3 games at one ballpark, in one venue, in one city?
First off, you know what the answer is going to be. No. All right? It ought to be a one-game winner-take-all. You did not win your division. You're a wild card. All right? The reason you're a wild card, you did not win your division. There has to be a penalty for not winning your division. And for that is you got to play your best ball game one freaking time. And so that's my thought on that. And there's no way that you're going to be able to play 3 games in one city in a short series. That is way too much of a home field advantage.
Way too much, right?
Yeah.
I almost think that, if you do that, you have the 1-game playoff. It's just like, why are we wasting our time with 2 out of 3? Who gives a fuck? Just have one.
And then not only that, here's the thing, okay? They bitch and moan about, oh my God, the games are taking long. The game's doing this. The game's doing that. But all of a sudden you get into postseason and they want to lengthen everything out, okay? Because we don't have the stupid runner on second base and the extra innings. Then on top of that, then they're going to do this. They're going to go, instead of a 1-game winner take all, no, they're going to go to 3 games. Why you think they're doing that? They're doing that for freaking revenue. Revenue. This is easy to see.
So, Thrill, now that we're in the postseason, you will not see the ghost runner at second base if it goes into extra innings. Are you happy that is now gone and away with for the playoffs?
I am so freaking happy. That's the reason I look at the playoffs, is in case it goes extra innings. Okay, you bastards, now let's see who can play in the 10th, 11th, 12th, or whatever, instead of, hey, let's put a ghost runner out there, like when I was 6 years old. It's like, once again, it's a way to pat a guy on the back for being not good. If you fucking can't win it in regulation, here, let's put a runner out there. Let's give him a chance to drive him in right out the get-go. Once again, pain in the ass, piece of shit.
So, Thrill, you know what I would do? In the regular season, they have their runner on second base. Cool, whatever. In the postseason, I would up the ante and not just put the runner at second base. I'd put one on first base and third base as well. And then I would let the manager pick who's going on base, who's up to bat, and I'd give him a 3-2 count.
Oh, my.
Let's fucking go, baby. I want action.
One pitch, winner take all.
Oh, it'd be so good, dude. It really would. You imagine that?
I wouldn't mind seeing.
And there'd be 2 outs.
I wouldn't mind seeing. All right, extra innings, bases drunk, 2 outs. All right, you got to get this guy out. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Be exciting, man. It's better than the fucking dumbass runner on second, dude. That's boring.
Yeah, it is boring. And
they're trying to force fundamental baseball.
Look at the games. Look at the games you guys are watching this year. How many times did somebody bunt the freaking runner over? Because nobody can bunt anymore. You know, how many times did they bunt the runner over and get a sac fly, get him in, and win the ball game? That shit didn't happen too much.
I saw a lot of bunting going on today, though. It's funny how we get to the postseason and everyone's playing small ball now.
Yeah, no, somebody, I think it was I want to say it was the Yankees bunted pretty early. And then, didn't the Dodgers just bunt a little while ago?
I don't know. I mean, maybe they did. I've been having this conversation with you. I know the Padres, of course, bunted. Earlier today, the Indians were bunting a lot on Tarek Skubal.
Okay.
Pushing it that way. The one run that the Indians, I keep calling them the Indians, the fucking Guardians.
It's the Indians. It's
always
been the Indians.
On this show, it's the Indians.
It's the Indians.
So the Indians.
I am not politically correct. Indians. It's been the Indians for freaking forever. It's like it's been the Redskins. They're the fucking Redskins.
A thrill. So I normally wouldn't share this with the world, but this isn't the world. This is our tight little Deuces Wild compadres, right? Like,
yeah.
This is our group that they come on live. You watch. Those who are taking the time to download on Apple and Spotify and everywhere else. I realize that number grows into the thousands and whatnot. But I got this voicemail the other day when I tried to reach an old buddy of mine. We called him at 1 in the morning. Is actually when it was. And this thing, I've argued with my wife because I told her that I wanted to post it, and not because I'm trying to make a political statement, but I wanted to post it because it makes people laugh. And if we can make people laugh in this world, it makes the world a better place. And we're bringing joy and value to people. And so here was the guy. Let me just like pause here so you guys can see. There was the guy that we called
Bill Spaceman Lee. Oh my God.
Exactly. And so he didn't answer the phone, but this was his answering machine. And the machine, because he does not have a cell phone, so he only has a home phone. And so you could hear the answering machine pick up, and then this was the message. We'll see if it comes across clear enough.
Said that Comey is worse than a Democrat. How can there be anything worse than a Democrat?
So he says, Trump says a commie is worse than a Democrat. How could there be anything worse than a Democrat? I'm like, well, this is the last thing we expected. We're just calling our boy. And that's what we got. And look, dude, I'm not getting into the politics bullshit, this or that. As a matter of fact, I've come out and said, look, I'm very down the middle. I don't care. I'm not affiliated with the political party. But it made me cry tears of laughter because of the message. So, yeah, there was the message that we got from Bill Lee the other night when we called his home answering machine.
Yeah, it's a mess. That's a
Yeah.
mess.
Let's
Hey,
leave it alone. You didn't have to comment on it.
your bride is on here, and she even dropped a full name on you. So I don't know.
Honey, by the way, can I get another
Hey,
sparkling water?
turn around. We got 2 runners on.
Oh, shit!
Oh, jeez,
Teoscar Hernandez!
gone.
Dude,
I just
what
knew.
fucking timing,
I
man.
just knew there was 2 runners on. I wanted to see him hit. I couldn't see him hit. He went deep.
And there it was, and there it went. Teoscar Hernandez, 108.7 mile per hour piss missile, 390 feet at Dodger Stadium, a 3-run Jimmy Jack. Wow. How about the timing of that, Thrill, when you told me to turn around?
That was no filter of all no filters right there. You were in front of the TV. I knew there were 2 runners on. I just wanted to see him swing.
4-0 Dodgers. Yeah, thank you for keeping me in check.
No problem.
All right, I'm trying to go back to Tara says, so hard when I don't like the Dodgers, but I really like so many of their players. Well, thank you, honey. Yeah, she does not. There's Tommy Edman. Holy shit. The Stanford product, back to back. It's not Hunter Green's night, is it?
And then I was telling you, Tommy Edman, his last at bat, Hunter Green threw 4 fastballs right by him. And
was that Rob Lowe?
He freaking buggy whips one, huh?
Was that Rob Lowe?
Probably, if I had to guess.
Yeah. The actor going nuts. I mean, there's something special about LA. I mean, Magic's probably there. Here's the thing, dude. The Dodgers this morning, Thrill, were something like, I don't know, plus 700 to win the World Series. It's like right in the middle of the pack. And what I said this morning on the Daily Hustle was, to be the champs, you got to beat the fucking champs. And as far as I'm concerned, until the Dodgers are beat, they are the odds-on favorite to win the fucking World Series. I don't give a fuck. You can tell me all you want about Philadelphia. You can tell me all you want about the love story happening in Sleepless in Seattle. You could tell me about the feel-good story in Milwaukee with our friend Uke. I get it. There's some great teams and some great stories going on right now. But that, my friends, the ones right here playing tonight that are lighting up Hunter Green, who is straight filthy, the Dodgers should be the favorites to win the World Series. They should be.
All right, then.
Ellie De La Cruz across the diamond. Andy Pajes is retired. Look at Edmund. Why do I feel like, wasn't he the MVP of the AL?
Something like that, yeah.
Or NLCS last year?
Yeah, he went off, remember? He got hot and went off. He was hitting in like the 8 hole or something like that.
834 winning percentage when out homering the opponent.
Hey, your wife wants you to talk about the Padres, too.
Well, why do you want me to talk about the Padres? The Padres aren't even that interesting. I don't think anyone really gives a fuck about the Padres.
Tara, he's killing you. He's killing you, Tara.
The story's the Cubs today. The Cubs, I saw something on Instagram that went through all these different statistics saying, over the past 20 World Series, yada, yada, yada. There's Kike.
The one thing about the Padres were they were kind of, believe it or not, I mean, because I was peeking at it, but they were kind of in control of the game, and then the Cubs went back to back on them in like the 5th inning, and that kind of turned the whole tide of that game.
Well, look, the Padres have a good bullpen. We know that, right? And so their goal is to try to turn the ball over to the bullpen as quickly as possible. Mason Miller today told Pete Crow Armstrong to shut the fuck up. I don't know exactly what he was saying. It was pretty cool, but you watched him strike him out on one of the filthiest pitches I've ever seen. It looked a little bit like that. And then he's walking up the mound, and maybe Pete Crow Armstrong was trying to say he fouled the ball or something. And then it was Mason Miller, the 104-mile-per-hour flamethrower, says like this, "Shut the fuck up," and then just keeps walking.
Shut up and get off the field.
Hey, Thrill, here's Kike Hernandez. So I have a question for you here. This is a guy that hit 200 during the regular season, but has consistently come up big for the Dodgers in the postseason. What is it about some players that just figure out a way to get it done once the bright lights come on?
You know what? I mean, I love those guys. I mean, when there's no pressure and nothing's on the line, there are a lot of guys that are freaking unbelievable. But then when the pressure sneaks in and you got to focus, and like you said, the bright lights come on, man, there's a certain few dudes that I'm like, ooh, I want him on my team.
Yeah.
And it's kind of easy to see when you're a ball player. You and I have talked about this in the past, and hey, this guy right here is the guy you talked about. He found a way to step it up a little bit. So anyway,
Oh, that ball's down. He worked really hard for that 3-2 count, and you fucked him. That's terrible. No, you fucked him. Next year,
well,
we'll
I can tell you another thing.
automated
too.
strike zone to fix that.
This is he just got through inning number 3, but Green's already through 66, 67 pitches, something like that.
So you know what I'm doing though? Honestly, right now with Green, I'm getting him out. Like we're down 5-0, and just in case, I might want to bring him back in Game 3. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, and that's a kind of a good way to think about it too. I mean, you facing freaking Blake Snell, and he's in fuego right now. Not too often you see Blake Snell in the 3rd inning with 30 pitches, but that's what he's doing. So he's on his A game.
Hey, Thrill, will you do me a favor real quick? My wife just brought me up a Perrier to pair up with my Casamigos. New title sponsor of the show, by the way. Casamigos.
Casamigos. Ta-da!
Oh, yay! So, Tara, thank you for bringing that up. Come here for a second. Will you do me a favor? Put the headset on, and I need Thrill you to do me a favor. She's knocking down baseball bats and all kinds of other shit. Will you tell her the Padres suck, please? Thanks.
Okay, thank you. What are you doing? You knocking down the set right there.
You should see the set.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of figured that.
I mean, you got just the top view, but like everything that's happening here.
So your hubby wants me to tell you that the Padres suck, but I can't because the Padres are in the playoffs. So
Did you hear what Will said? He can't say it because guess where the Padres are? They're playing right now.
Yeah, they're not at home. So sorry. But anyway.
Although he brought up the whole Mason Miller thing, I called him during the game, like ready to burst out of my skin. I'm like, he threw 13 perfect pitches. They were all strikes, and then you pull him out, and you put the other guy in, and the other guy gets whacked. And it was a 2-1 game at the time, so the Padres weren't. I mean, that's a lot closer than 3-1.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Miller was doing great.
I agree.
It's terrible. It's
hey, look, that's why those guys get paid the big bucks, is to make those decisions. I make those decisions with my gut instinct right here. Mm-hmm. And when I got a guy who threw 13 straight strikes and he's throwing 100 and something, I might go with him a little longer.
Yeah, I would too. Do you think he got in trouble for telling PCA? Do you think Schilt was mad?
No, dude, listen to me.
I was listening to it on the radio,
Schilt. I tried to explain to her that players today are like F1 cars. They fucking break very easily. And then her response was something along the lines of, like, well, that's stupid because these guys are professional athletes getting paid a lot of money and they shouldn't be trying to play in bubble wrap. And if that's the case, they're a bunch of pussies.
It might have been exactly what I said.
Wow.
For all the ladies out there, it's like buying a pair of Louis Vuitton shoes and never wearing them outside of your house. Like, why would you do it? Like, you just don't. If you're going to invest in it, get it out. Like, get your use out of it.
I'm loving this. This is awesome. We're having a different perspective going into baseball. So now I'm equating it with Louis Vuitton. I'm loving this. This is awesome. This is great. This is great.
It's a good one. I usually get in trouble when I talk about baseball, but
Oh, come on. You make more sense sometimes than he does.
sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why every time you chime in the chat room, I read what you put in there.
I appreciate that.
No problem.
But so you
No
don't
problem.
have to call it out, or it's beef stew with beer bread tonight because it's cold.
Oh, nice. Hey, I am a beef stew fan, so I'd be all up in there, and I'd be sopping up the gravy with the bread. So there you go.
Been on it all day. All day. Are you done? No. Okay. Hopefully
So
tomorrow.
go ahead. You good? Dun, 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 dun. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
So Thrill, she's got a good point though. Like it's the
Hey.
playoffs, dude.
Hey,
If
you know
you're
what?
dealing and going,
That's
like
what we just talked about. It's
13
like,
fucking pitches, man.
dude, you threw 13 pitches, and they were all strikes, and you dealt. Excuse me. Here, go throw a few more. How about that one? And that's what I was telling Tara. I said, when you get in this situation right here, where you get into playoffs, when you get into postseason, dude, you go with the freaking gut instinct. You don't try to overthink things a lot, and that's where, some of these, numbers, metrics people, I'm like, dude, you are overthinking this motherfucker. I'm telling you right now, you're overthinking it.
That's truth, man. And I could just tell you, because I manage pitch counts for a hobby, and I do it with 14-year-olds and 13-year-olds, and basically that's what I look at. I don't look at innings or anything else. It's just like it's pretty cut and dry. Like, all right, we're going to have a max of 25 pitches on you today if you are going to throw the next day, and that's it. But 13 pitches in one inning, even if they don't want to surpass that threshold, I'm willing to take a chance if I feel like we have a good shot of winning that game, of having Mason Miller unavailable for tomorrow. The one thing that I will defend Mike Schilt on is that they were actually losing 2-1 when he was pitching. And so because of that, it's like, okay, let's get one out of him, and at least we have him for tomorrow and the next day if we need him.
Yeah, no, I get it.
If they were waiting, there's no way I'm taking them out, though.
There's two thoughts to that, but the one thing that is the thought is I'm down by one. I can't be down by 2 or 3, and that's what wound up happening. They got down by 2, and kind of got sayonara. But now, the emphasis is on tomorrow. I gotta play my best ball game of the year. So there you go.
Dodgers rolling Thrill. It's 5-0. I mean, when you look at, we were having a conversation before, though. When you look at it, and you look at the 12 teams in the postseason, and I know the Mariners are playing really well right now, and whatever. But is there a team that really should be favored over this Dodgers team?
I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. They had their share of injuries this year. They had their share of not pitching real well. They didn't have the best record in baseball this year. So, they were fallible, but they got Blake Snell on the mound dealing tonight, and they've lumped together a bunch of hits. So there you go. That's how you win in the postseason.
Yeah, they have Yamamoto going tomorrow night, too. They're going to be tough.
Okay, well, whatever. But, just because Tara's there, all right, and, she's a Padre aficionado, and you and I talk about it all the time, but I am a Tony Gwynn fan, aficionado. I love him to death. I miss him till this day. But this happened not too long ago, and the reason that I'm bringing it up is this is another Trey Clark stat. So chalk another one up for Trey Clark. From 1991 to 1993, so we're covering a 3-4 year span damn near. Tony Gwynn struck out 54 times in 1,623 at-bats. In a 4-game series versus the Mariners, the Angels struck out 62 times. So in 4 games, that whole team struck out more than Tony Gwynn did in 4 years.
We need to get the baseball back in play. It is horrific on what's happened to the game.
Nail on the head.
The strikeouts, the walks, the home run. It has become boring baseball. And I'm actually reading a book right now by Jane Levy, longtime sports writer, iconic in the baseball world. And she actually wrote this book. It says, "Make me commissioner." And believe it or not,
I like it. Make her commissioner.
She's very old school, and she has a lot of thoughts. You would absolutely love her, Will. But she's talking about the 3 true outcomes. They happen 33% of the time a hitter comes to the plate. 33%. It's just not exciting baseball.
No.
We want action.
How about the guys? All right. So, and I'm gonna fire a few names at you. Vince Coleman, Otis Nixon, Brett Butler. Guys that got in there, they're scrappy little fuckers, and they battle, and they set the table for the big boys coming up behind them. All right. And on top of that, they figured out a way to take the pitcher to 6, 7, 8 pitches every at bat. And all of a sudden, you start thinking, well, shit, if he does that, and then if I do that, and then if some of my teammates do that, this bastard will be out in the 3rd or 4th inning, and I can start beating on the bullpen. All right? But you and I have also talked about it. I mean, I saw a minor league game. It wasn't this year. It was last year. Our team struck out 20 times. Their team struck out 19 times. That means in a 9-inning ball game, they were like something stupid like 14, 15 balls put in play. In play. I'm like, this is not good baseball to watch at all.
That's a fucking issue, man. It really is. And Major League Baseball is being proactive and trying to figure out ways to get the ball back in play. But it really makes you appreciate some of the hitters, right? Like the Jack Wilsons or Jacob Wilsons of the world. And I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if it's because of the launch angle revolution or it's because pitchers are going out there and throwing for max velocity as hard as they can and in very short periods of time. I don't know if there's rules that you could actually make that would get that ball back in play. I will say that, starting pitching becomes very difficult when you go a third time through the lineup, and it's hard to get guys out. I wonder if there's some kind of bonus or reward or penalty, for example, if you take a starting pitcher out before a certain number of pitches, say before 100 pitches, or if he comes off because he's hurt, then he's got to miss his next start or whatever else. But, I mean, back in the day, that's what made it so great, right? Those guys grinding through the lineup that third time. Today's game rarely ever sees a fucking starting pitcher go through the lineup 3 times.
No, never. And then, all right, we're going to go back to it. But as of 2 weeks left in the season, there were 7 major league hitters over 300. And
oh, yeah. Dude, bro, I did a whole clip on it that went viral with you.
Last week. 2 of them in the National League. I don't know if that stayed the same to the end of the season. I'm going to have to ask Trey. But it's like, dude, in order to hit 300, in order to hit in the high 200s, you have got to put the ball in play. All right. And, that was one of the things I was kind of most proud about myself was every year in the major leagues, my strikeouts went down. They went
awesome.
down, and I put more balls in play. Consequently, as I got older, my average didn't go down. My average stayed the same and went up. And, you try to explain that to some of the newer, younger hitters about, hey, dude, making adjustments and, trying to put a ball in play. And, hey, you get 2 strikes, come off the end of the knob a little bit and give me another inch here. Here it is right here. Instead of being down on the freaking knob, give me an inch or whatever. And you got a little bit more bat control. I'm able to put the ball in play more, and I don't get it. It's like talking to a fucking brick wall.
I would tell you this. If you're not willing to make a 2-strike adjustment and you're on our team, you're not going to play. It's as simple as that. And to be totally honest with you, dude, I coach kid baseball. And when I see guys that are unwilling to make a 2-strike adjustment, that are unwilling to spread out a little bit more, that are unwilling to come up a little bit off the knob of the bat, they don't necessarily always get asked back.
I get it. Hey, while we're talking about, all of this kind of stuff, I'm still, here we are at the end of the season, and, there's a lot of crying in our soup that we got to do, but there are some positive things. We talked about Adames, Gardy Jacks, 87 RBIs, had a great second half. Devers, played in 163 and manned up the whole time. How about Mr. Logan Webb leading the National League in strikeouts and inning pitched again for 2 out of the last 3 years? Congratulations, Mr. Logan Webb, a Rockland, California native.
He's a fucking stud, man. Can we get him on the program?
I
love him.
He's such a stud. And on top of that, all right, all of you people in the freaking chat room, this is how the game used to be. You made the fucking ball move. It's tougher to hit when the ball moves. If the ball's fucking straight, it's fucking easy. I'm telling you right now. I swear to God, wish I was 25 again with these bastards throwing straight 4-seamers. Dude, you want to talk about fucking Katie Bartador instead of having Greg Maddux throw shit that moved fucking that far off the plate and having to deal with it? Fuck, I'd love to hit today's game. Jesus Christ, I would.
How about the strike zones too, man? They're postage stamps.
Here, let me draw a box to show you what is a strike and what is not. Oh, well, let me adjust to what that little fucking box says instead of, oh, shit, the umpire behind home plate. Oh, he wants to get away from this ball game pretty quick. He's going to call shit that far off the plate like every pitch. Oh, fuck, I better move around the batter's box.
So I heard an argument the other day that Greg Maddux won't be shit in today's game.
Hey, please tell me where that article is and who the fucking moron is that wrote that one.
Their argument was that he threw 88 miles per hour and he got calls a foot off the plate. So I then listened thoroughly to this and then literally like spit my coffee out when the ultimate conclusion was exactly what I said, that Greg Maddux wouldn't be shit in today's game. Dude, Greg Maddux did whatever the fuck Greg Maddux wanted to do whenever the fuck Greg Maddux wanted to do it. Greg Maddux could go out there at fucking whatever it is, how old he is right now, and carve up these motherfuckers and make them look like fucking buffoons by manipulating the baseball. You're right, Thrill. These guys don't manipulate it or change speeds like they used to. So I'm not saying hitting was harder back then or anything else. Hitting was hard then. Hitting is hard fucking now. But regardless, Greg Maddux would still stick it up your fucking ass whenever he wanted to.
That is one of the best statements ever, and it's the truth. And so here's the thing. You and I have talked about it, and, a lot of people in the chat room probably have asked before, but they're like, who's your toughest pitcher? It's not a guy. It is a type of guy. A guy with a good changeup. Why? Because the fucking ball moves so goddamn much that it's tough to hit. Now you're talking about Logan Webb that's throwing 94. He's making it go this way. He's sinking it. He's throwing a four-seamer. He's throwing a slider. He's throwing a curveball. And he's throwing a changeup all out of the same freaking spot. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's what a pitcher was back then. He changed up locations. He changed up movement. And he got you off balance all the time. That's what Logan Webb is. That's why 2 out of the last 3 years, he's racked up the innings and he's racked up the strikeouts.
Yeah, dude, he's really something special. And I think he's everything the Giants need in a leader, right? A guy that's going to take a ball every fifth day, too. Just his durability, his ability to stay healthy.
Here's one. All right, boom. Let's breaking it back out again. All right. This is 2000. It's my last year. All right. And come up to face the Braves, and Greg Maddux is on the mound. There is no fucking way that I'm looking fastball off of Greg Maddux later in his career. I'm looking changeup the whole time. All right. So here we go. I forget what the count was. Here's Greg Maddux. He goes to throw. And this ball is fucking knuckling in, right? And Javi Lopez goes to fucking catch it, and he just boxes the fuck out of it. Wham! It hits him in the chest and all that sort of shit. He's got to pick it up off the ground, one of those numbers. And I'm back at the batter's box, and I turn and I look at the umpire. I ain't even looking at Javi. I'm looking at the umpire. And I go, hey, dude, I got 150 at-bats off of Greg Maddux. I know for sure he don't throw no fucking knuckleball. I said, what the fuck you think was on that ball right there? Plus, on top of that, I said, Javi boxed the fuck out of it and hit him right in the chest. So now the umpire's laughing. I'm laughing. Javi's laughing. And I got right back in the batter's box. Let's go. Hey, dude, that's the way it was, bro.
That's the way it was, man. That's the way it was. I mean, the little Vaseline, a little Vagisil,
whatever the fuck you put on it. That thing was.
I put the snot.
Boom.
No, I mean the spider tack, dude. The fucking spider tack.
Nah, dude, unbelievable.
The spider tack was a combination of all of it. Anyway,
hey, Vita Blue, my rookie year, was in the locker right next to me, and he came up to. He was gonna. We were at home. And he came up to me and he was going to start. And he goes, hey, homie, because he's from Louisiana. He goes, hey, homie. He goes, hey, give me a pine tar rag. And I gave him my pine tar rag, and he just went on his freaking pants, and his white jersey turned like black. And I go, Vita, what's that for? He goes, dude, I can't throw the slide unless I get a hold of that son of a bitch.
Yep.
And I go, all right. He goes, I'm a freaking Cy Young winner. He said they ain't even going to check me. I'll be goddamn. They didn't check him the whole game. He was going to his leg. He was throwing that freaking slider. Didn't matter.
So I used to put pine tar on my glove because I had an issue where I would go catch the ball, and the ball would sometimes spin out of my glove. So if I'm like diving and I get it, but I don't quite get it, it won't stick. And then the other thing is, remember, like, dude, I would fly through the air So when I hit the ground, I'm hitting the ground hard. And that was where boom, I hit hard and the thing would trickle out. And so it happened a few times. And I'm like, fuck this, man. And so I would load my glove up with pine tar. And then we had a few different pitchers that literally, like, I'd be going to take the field and they'd walk by my glove just to do this.
Yeah.
And it would give them the perfect amount of pine tar on their fingers to go ahead and throw. Where just if they went to the rag, it was too much or whatever else. So I'm not going to reveal who that was either.
Here's the thing. I mean, because you've been there. Most everybody in the audience been there as a big candlestick. I mean, dude, the wind blew so much and your shit dried out. And, I mean, you had to have something to have a grip on the ball. Otherwise, you freaking airmail that goddamn thing. And, so, I mean, whether it was pine tar, whether it was sticky stuff, whether it was saliva, whatever, it was like, please grab a hold of it. And here's my thought on it. Please grab a hold of that bastard because I don't want it coming up on my head, all right? Please put the shit on there so that you can spot it up so that it ain't freaking giving me one of those numbers.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the rosin bag, right? Like, you should put a universal rosin bag out there with a tiny bit of pine tar on it and say, here, use this, and this is what everyone's able to do. Thrill, I got a stat for you that I heard earlier today. I think Trey would really appreciate this one. So Aaron Judge this year broke the American League record with most intentional walks, 35.
Really? Serious. That's like a record that goes like way back?
Oh, yeah.
Even with like Williams and all of them?
Everybody.
Wow, I didn't know that. All right.
So that number was 35.
All right.
Barry Bonds has the National League record.
By far.
Do you want to guess what that number is?
I would say 75.
120.
What?
That's how much better he was than everybody else.
Oh, Jesus. That's freaking incredible. That's freaking incredible right there.
Right?
Drews. Wow.
Yeah. Trey, tell Trey that one. I think he'd really like it.
He probably knows. We just ain't talked about it though.
Oh man. All right, Thrill. Well, Dodgers are rolling. We're bottom 5 at Chavez Ravine. Was that one of your favorite places to play?
My place, and I'm sorry to say it, Tara, was Jack Murphy Stadium. San Diego.
Bro, that's where I met Tara. You know this, right? She was a member of the Pod Squad.
You and I talked about it. Yeah. But Tony Gwynn had the grass cut about that high because he wanted everything to shoot through there. And then the Padres didn't have that great of a pitching staff back then, and so all the fences were pretty reachable. And, San Diego is one of those places that when I went in there, it was going to be 6 or 8 hits every series. So it was like, let me tune it up a little bit here. Here we go. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, so Thrill, when you were in San Francisco this past weekend, how many people did you have come up to you and mention the podcast?
I'm glad you said that because we had gotten on a rant earlier and I was going to say something I forgot. But, every time that we come on this show, me and you, we get the same cast of characters in the chat room and we keep telling everybody, bring new people in. There's some new people in here tonight too because I saw them earlier. But, every sweet appearance that I go into, I have 2 or 3 people come up to me and go, dude, I love your podcast with you and Byrnes. You guys are so fucking funny, and y'all tell such stupid stories, and y'all tell the truth, and I'm like, well, then come on the freaking show and get in the chat room and stuff, Oh, no, dude, I just like the TikToks and all that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's it, bro. It's all right. It's all right. It's crazy, though, because, and I only say that because I know what it's like when I go coach a baseball tournament. similar to you when you go to a Giants game or something. It's just I'm in the public. I have a lot of people around me. A lot of people know who I am. And if I had $1 for every time I had somebody come up to me and say, dude, you and fucking Will Clark, man, it's my everything. The greatest shit I've ever heard. It warms my heart. It really does, because dude, we work hard, man. We come on here every Tuesday and we have these conversations and we talk ball, and it's really easy, right?
Yeah.
We talk about what we love, but to know that there's people out there that are not only watching, but obviously paying very close attention, and we're spreading the message of the game. And I think we're relating to a lot of people from that older generation who see the game probably more like you than, like me. But I love that. And I love that we're able to give them that entertainment.
Well, and then not only that, I mean, let's just call a freaking spade a spade. I mean, dude, some of these people are just seeing the game that they love slip away. And I'm definitely one of them. I mean, this is not the same game that I grew up with. It's not the same kind of player. It's not the same kind of intensity. It's not the same kind of, oh, you better have a big set of balls. All right? It's not the same. And when people see that slipping away, they want to come to me and you because they know that we're going to call it like it is, and we're those guys. So
yeah. And honestly, I think there's a really good balance too. I mean, I'm actually, in a lot of ways, and I've been thinking about this robo-ump thing for a while. And, I was a huge proponent of the robo-ump. And now, they're coming with the challenge system and all the other shit. And there's this human element, this beautiful human element, right, that we used to have when we didn't know if it was a strike and we didn't know if it was a ball or this or that. And I've thought long and hard about it because, there's been times I've come out and said I want every ball called a ball and every strike called a strike. And then I've heard all these arguments from all these different people, obviously including you, that, look, like you don't want to take the human element out of the game. And so there's been certain nights where I've gone to bed and I've thought about it over and over and over again. And I'm like, you know what? They make a lot of sense. But fuck that, man. Dude. I want every ball called a fucking ball, and I want every strike called a goddamn fucking strike. Fuck. Get it right. Why are we wasting our time with this bullshit, dude? Call a ball, call a fucking strike a strike. That's it. I don't need a fucking human out there. I want a goddamn fucking computer. I want a robot. R2-D2, C3PO. A fucking robot, man. Something from the Jetsons.
Wait till R2-D2 steps in the batter's box. How about that one? Wait till that fucking shit happens. And then let's reevaluate your fucking priorities.
That ain't happening, dude. I'm just trying to replace umpires, man.
Hey, dude.
I like umpires, too. They need a job. I need humans out there.
I've already told you. I can't believe that, first off, Tony Clark and the Players Association are agreeing with fucking everything that Rob Manfred said. It's like, hey, dude, why don't we fucking say fuck that every now and then? And then, how did the umpires not fucking their union as strong as they were? They went on strike before. How about them saying fuck you? We don't want this shit.
Because they have robots ready to replace them. Teoscar Hernandez, another home run.
Well, dude, number 2, he's 3 for 3.
I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. Oppo Taco, too. I mean, holy shit. They're the Dodgers, man. They're the fucking Dodgers. And all right, let me ask you about this. The Mets, at one point this season, were killing it. Way ahead in the National League East. Their playoff spot wasn't even questioned until we got to the last couple weeks of the season. You're like, well, there's just no way. There's no way.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the fucking Reds end up in the playoffs and the Mets stay home. What do you got on that Mets collapse?
That was something that I promise you, the press in New York is just like they're a bunch of buzzards sitting on the fucking tree, waiting on the team to die so they can just pounce in there, and they should be pouncing right now because that was a big time collapse right there at the end of the year.
Well, you know what? I heard Keith Hernandez on the last day, and he was talking about the details. Kind of like Buster Posey was talking about someone who he wants obsessed with the details. And he goes, the Mets didn't do the small things great. They just didn't. And he talked about it very matter of fact. And ultimately, if you want to play winning baseball, you've got to do the fucking little things well. And if you don't, you're not going to ever do the big things well. Ultimately,
and guess what?
You're going to fucking lose.
What? Keith Hernandez had been there. He's done that. He knows the little things. He knows how the Lenny Dykstras and Wally Backmans need to get on for the Keith Hernandez and the Darryl Strawberries, and then the Dwight Goodens need to make pitches, and then the Jesse Orozco's and Roger McDowell's need to close the game out. He knows all that. He's hitting the nail on the head. That is old school baseball. This newfangled shit, that's why you're seeing these big streaks up and down. There's no more in the game anymore. Why can't we run off, have a run of 6-3, 5-3, 4-4, and then back up to 6-3. Why can't we have these runs like that? How about having the focus coming out of spring training of I want to win every series. I don't want to sweep everybody. I want to win every series. I want to go 2 out of 3. I want to play 6-6-7 baseball. And guess what? I'm going to have fucking 90 wins. I'm going to be in the playoffs. 90 something wins. I'll be in the world. I'll be in the wild card. That focus is not there anymore.
You're not kidding, dude. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's more volatility in the game. There's the consistency isn't quite there.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right. Well, I
tell you what. I hadn't been around it in a while. Because I hadn't been in San Fran like late in the season. For the last few years, but being there for the last homestand and seeing them eliminated and seeing that like kind of attitude in the clubhouse, I did not like that. I did not like that at all.
What was the attitude in the clubhouse?
They're just very, very somber. I mean, that's not the way I played. That's not the way I wanted my teammates to play. Everything was very somber and very introverted and looking at yourself. Fuck that. I was always looking at the team concept, and that was it was a bad weekend for me to look at that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys there, Trill. You know this, that are wondering if they're going to have a job next year. There was the coaching staff.
We talked about Bob Melvin's gone, Matt Williams and Ryan Christensen are gone. And there's a bunch of other dudes that are on that staff that are like, I don't know.
I think I'm maybe too loyal to a fault. Because there's no way I would have gotten rid of him.
You can't be too loyal to a fault. That's bullshit.
I would never have changed Bob Melvin, though. Like, I'm not fuck no. Like, everyone kind of knows when change needs to be made. The Bruce Bochy thing, I think change needed to be made there. I like the Mariners led the league in pitching. They led the league in defense. Their offense was suspect at best. It's just Bochy he'd done everything. He brought them the world championship, did what he needed to do. It's all right. Let's because they're on the cusp. They still have a good team and some good players. I think there needed to be a change there, or there should have been a change there. And like kind of like it said, like, you had Bochy and the Rangers mutually agreed to part ways. Well, in my opinion, Bob Melvin should have never left unless it was this kind of mutually agreed to part ways. And maybe it was for all I know, man, because he's getting paid for fucking next year too, right?
Yeah.
So, in Bob's mind, he's like, hey, look, maybe I'm not the right guy for this. Maybe you need to find something else. And it wouldn't even shock me because Bob's such a stand-up guy that he would do that. Like, I don't have these kids' ears. They're different. They've changed. They're not the same player that I managed 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. This goes back a while. So I know one thing in life that is constant is change. I get that. And you have to change with it. I actually heard Craig Counsell say something so fucking brilliant, but he's like, look, he goes, there's so much change that's happening. And he was talking about Wrigley Field and he was talking about his team and everything else. And he goes, I just need to figure out when I need to change with it. And I think that's why he's been such a successful manager, is that he's been able to adapt and adjust to all the different changes in the circumstances and everything else. And it's kind of like Santa Claus here, man. You got this guy, he comes on, he's got that big old fucking beard. He's pretty consistent, man. He's got the elves working for him in the North Pole.
Guess what? Wait, before we get Big Mike in there, I got to say this.
Please.
We got somebody in the audience, and she's coming up with new words all the time. All right, and I love her to death. But then she just said they got Amber Hearded in the bed. Miss Linda, God bless you, baby. You are she. Her other word she had the other day. All right, you got to type it out. Go ahead, so everybody in the chat room knows. But it's like fucking master thinkable, or what the hell was that, Linda? There it is. Unfuck with meable. There you go.
Yes, that's so
what
good.
I'm talking about. We need more fucking Lindas in here with these fucking kind of words. And Amber Hearded them in bed, by the way.
Nice work, Linda.
Awesome.
Big Mike, what's up, dude? How are you?
I'm good, man. It's been a fucking wild summer. Miss you guys a couple weeks. Work's been fucking nuts. Will knows what I'm up to. It's just been wild. But hey, I got my merch, dude.
Dude,
and
it looks unbelievable.
I bent the trucker hat the right way, dude.
Oh, that's so terrible.
Hey,
No, it's not. It's not terrible. That's the way you did that shit back then.
8 months later.
What's that, Thrill?
I said, tell Tara to thank getting Mike his merchandise 8 months later.
Yeah, but look at that fucking gas station attendant shirt, dude. That's so badass.
It's excellent.
Right? Like, you could wear that to fucking the fanciest steakhouse in fucking Reno, and people are going to be like, oh, dude, man. No Filter Network. Fuck yeah.
Burnsy, I'll be wearing this to golf tournaments, I'll be wearing this shit, everywhere.
Oh, Battleborn. So is life good, man? Like, I mean, we good? Everyone okay?
Life is good. Family's good. I have some changes coming up in my professional career. Good changes. Scary, but good.
Is Mike going to become Michelle?
No, that would not be professional. That would be like Democrat or something. I don't know. I don't do that.
Did you like Bill Lee's voicemail? Were you on when I shared that?
No, he wasn't on. He wasn't on when you played that.
I'll send you the video.
Send me the video, dude. Send me the video.
Onward.
Like I said, I missed a couple weeks just because of wild shit going on. I'm sorry, guys. This is my favorite thing to be involved involved with, and I got the fucking hiccups. So I'm sorry.
Hey,
How many Coors
Hey, if
Lights have
he's
you had
got the
today?
hiccups, fucking boot his ass, goddammit. We need fucking straight talking, goddammit.
Hey, I'm straight talking, motherfucker.
I'm straight talking, except I'm going,
Yeah, you know what? No. Hey, 45 fucking days until we see you, Will.
yeah,
45
but
days.
hey,
Where
me,
at?
you, Tommy, Josh, fucking Jared. Oh my God Almighty! Watch out, King
Out,
Bar Door.
out the Double Deuce in Mississippi.
Guess what, Eric? All right, just because I love you so fucking much, I fucking put off a fucking trip to the ranch. I'm only gonna go on Thursday and absolutely maul some hogs, and then come back so I can do the show next week.
Oh, I love it, dude. Bro, this is our time to shine, man.
Oh,
I
hell
think
yeah!
between now and the World Series, we're fucking Deuces Wild upward trajectory.
Dude, how about some of the timing things that we have had not only this year but also the last few years where you're like, oh, we need to tune into this, and then boom, something happens.
Bro, you did it
or,
tonight. That's the first
and
clip
then
I'm gonna
like tonight,
cut.
it's like Teoscar's up there, and it's like I looked and I said, oh fuck, he's got two runners on. I want to see his swing. I'm like, move the fuck out the way. And about that time, boom! It's like, dude, that's why they call this No Filter Network. That's why we're having so much fun with this shit.
That is the truth, man. Battleborn.
Yep.
Anything else you want to share with our audience tonight before I go downstairs and eat?
EB, enjoy your dinner. That's all I got.
What Tara say? Stew? Beef stew?
Dude, beef stew and bread, that's
Dude, you got good dinner.
Yeah.
What do you do with them hogs, man? You put that in stew? Hog stew?
Pork chop.
You can do anything you want with it. It's just whatever you do with a regular piece of pork, you can do with wild hog. It's the same exact meat.
Yes, it is.
Really?
Not sure if there's a pork belly on the wild ones, but
No.
other than that, you got it.
For everybody in the audience too, there's no bacon because bacon comes from like right here, and a wild hog's on the move all the time. So I guess you'd call it his brisket's about that thick,
Belly.
whereas a
Pork belly.
other hog brisket's about that thick. That's where the bacon comes from.
Where else are you gonna get this fucking shit, man?
Boom.
I mean,
Lessons on Life 101 from the Thrill and EB, baby.
and then you got Ohtani hitting that second fucking nuke of the night behind us.
He went deep twice, and Teoscar went deep twice. This is if I'm in Cincinnati, this is all right, dude. I just got my ass kicked. No big deal. Let me file this one ASAP and come back out tomorrow, and we're gonna play a new ball game.
454 feet, Ohtani, 113.5 miles per hour off the bat. This is a statement game for the Los Angeles Dodgers that basically says, you want to be the champs? You got to beat the fucking champs. Fuck off, everybody. This is good, man. I like the Dodgers. I really do. I don't care.
Oh my God. There was a set of fucking weird eyes right there. Y'all need to replay that again when he dropped the "oh my eyes" on you.
Who?
Hey,
Battleborn?
You know what? We are getting close to Halloween, so those eyeballs fit right in.
Hey, man. Halloween is around the corner.
Yeah.
And I mean,
do you want
we all know what
candy, little man?
Hey, you want to know what Halloween? Let me tell you what Halloween is for Nevada. It's Nevada Day. October 31st is fucking Nevada Day. This day we became a state. 1864.
Seriously?
1864 Battleborn, baby.
Hold on a second. Did he just throw out Mookie? Yeah, this little fuck. This is good,
Looks
man.
like it.
Yeah, now they go to Snell. They go to Ohtani to Snell. Did he hit him? Let's take a look at this. This is big. Oh. He
Chin
fucking
music,
threw
baby.
some chin music. Yeah.
Yeah, don't be standing up. Don't be standing up there all upright and shit.
But then the catcher caressed his ass.
Ah.
It's like we thought we were going back to the old school, and then we got to the new school.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay.
Fuck. And
Instead
here's
of-
Terry Francona to get him out of the game to try to
he gets
make
him
it
out
seem
the
like
game
it
before we
wasn't
got
intentional.
brouhaha going.
And look at Ohtani.
Ohtani
He's looking pissed.
He's gonna stand in the back of the pile. He ain't doing nothing.
And I don't think he threw at Mookie Betts on purpose. I just think he's just like, man, my shit's not very good, and I better get inside on his ass.
Nice try.
All right, Battleborn. Any final words for not? Okay, I know I said that before, but I'm gonna give you one more shot.
Enjoy your dinner, Will. 49 days, I'll see you.
49 days, you, Tommy, and Josh.
And fucking Jared.
Yeah, but Jared don't count. He ain't in the chat room.
Yeah, he's in Milwaukee. Kohler is he is Kohler's biggest customer.
Oh.
So he's in Milwaukee getting wined and dined by the Kohler fuckers, and he's like, I don't even want to do this. I'm like, dude, you're a savage.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Kohler like the toilets?
Yes, plumbing, Kohler.
So our buddy Jared is one of the biggest plumbing guys there in Reno and kind of Northern California.
They're based in Reno. They don't do shit here because they don't want to bid against the scabs. They do all their work in the Bay Area, Central Valley, but he is Kohler's biggest customer. That kind of blew my mind when I found that out.
That's one hell of a hiccup session you're having, Battleborn.
You know, it turns out it is.
See you, Mike.
See ya.
Love him.
I just want to get a couple more
him,
hiccups in.
but Harry Hiccup, fucking check you later, dude.
Harry Hiccup. I'm going to use that one. All right, Thrill. Good shit tonight, man, as always.
Hey, real good shit. Have fun with, Tara and the beef stew. And, it was good watching the game again tonight. We were able to get caught up on a few things that happened right when they were happening, which is
So cool.
Filter 101. And we had everybody in the chat room was fired up. Plus, we had some new guests in the chat room. So don't make it the last time you're in the chat room. Come on.
No, I kind of agree with Thrill. Tell a friend. Have them come join live every Tuesday. I'll do a better job promoting it too. I've gotten so locked in on, where we get our big numbers, which are the downloads of the podcast and social media, that I'm kind of content with the people that we have come on the live show. But you're right. It's such a special, immersive experience that why wouldn't we fucking try to get all these people, more people here?
And we want everybody that's I mean, I hate to say it, but it's like newbies.
Yeah, we do.
Want them to come on, say some stuff in the chat room and get to know everybody else that's in here,
Love it, Thrill. All right, man. Well, have a good week. Send my love to the fam. And rocking and rolling next week. Playoffs are going to be a full swing.
I am going to be pounding some hogs, and then I will report back, and we will watch a game on Tuesday night and no filter the shit out of it.
Believe it. One last little statement for everybody. See ya!